From all my experience working cases with dead captains of whaling ships with harpoons in their damn chests, the best thing to do is to open up wooden chests to see what's inside them. That's just kind of what I learned. Let's see what happens. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not exactly a whaler, because I bet you whoever that dude who runs that Steve Irwin boat, I bet you wouldn't be appreciative if he knew I was a whaler. Not that I am a whaler. Not that anyone's actually watching this new YouTube video, but the point is, if I was a whaler, I'm just saying, if I was a whaler, I'm just going Gil Grissom on your ass for a second. If I was a whaler, I would probably have fucking used like an insane adrenaline-fueled anger like force to like fucking stab Peter Carey. Throwing that out there, all right. You don't have to take my word for it. Aim and go deep. That's all. Of course, you gotta watch out that you don't go into the wrong area. Of course, some guys and chicks are into that shit, but I'm not myself. Alright, I did it once with a thumb, but I'm not gonna get... Alright, this went really wrong. I gotta concentrate. Everybody shut up. And then there's this guy, the veteran. Good old veteran, just smoking off onto his own by the stove. He's the observer. See this motherfucker right here in a bar setting. This is the guy, because that motherfucker knows what he's doing. And this guy, he's just a jukebox. They didn't have jukeboxes back then, so he's got to, you know. But this guy, this is the guy right there. Alright, so let's see. The train would... Okay, for all of you who are not familiar with 1800s, 19th century type automotive train shit, here's what would happen. The train would usually typically... this is some historical shit. You guys can write essays on this shit. I'm just saying. Trains would come into the station, and they would stop here, and this is what they would call a water tower. Of course, you would still call it a water tower these days. For all you kids out there, you're probably wondering, wait a minute, stuff runs on gasoline. No. Back then, it was all about water and coal, because it was the pressure from the water tank, the steam engines, blah, 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 you know, you're getting it, that would push the gears and make the trains move forward. See, even though I'm inebriated right now, I'm still educational. So, you know, just saying. But yeah, they would come into the station, and the water tank would be filled with water, and then all the passengers who had been waiting for 24 fucking hours apparently would get on the train here and take it for like a 3-day ride to London or God knows where they were heading. Because let me tell you, traveling by train, it's not fun.
First of all, on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
Bless your heart. You know, you sue those motherfuckers. You know, it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, we have to stop in the middle of every butt-fuck middle of nowhere train station, even if people aren't stopping or getting on. Fucking trains, man. It's retarded. It really is. Fuck you, Amtrak. Fuck you, Amtrak, stealing 25 hours of my time, charging me $7 for a fucking mini bottle of goddamn Jack Daniels. Let me tell you something. If you're ever going to get on a train, bring your own booze. Bring a whole fucking bag of booze. You can go to any liquor store and buy like $1 fucking dollar liquor. Bring a big bag of that, because you'll be better off doing it. Bring a sandwich and some chips, too. Some fucking racket. Fuck you, trains. Fuck all trains. You know, that motherfucker that killed like 100 people going to Philadelphia like a year ago? He's a savior. He's not a nut job. He actually stopped everybody's suffering. That's just how bad fucking trains are. You can't sleep on a goddamn train. It's like sleeping in a fucking paint mixer. And the showers, let me tell you something. The showers, it's like having a chihuahua piss on your fucking head. That's the water pressure on a goddamn train. Fuck trains. It doesn't take much to be a horse racing enthusiast. This is what you do. You want to know the secret to horse racing? You go to examine the
fuck for horse racing.
You go to examine the horse that's gonna, you know, when you go to examine the horses that are racing.
The sums are quite impressive. It can be an expensive vice. This man had
Can I
probably
fucking
used all
finish?
his savings.
Please, suckers. I know it's a storyline. I know it's a video game. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to give advice here for competitive gamblers out there. Anyway, here's how you win a horse race. You hold
The
on.
telegraph.
Son of a bitch. Damn me and my A tapping, my A button tapping. All right, this is what you do. You go out, you examine the horses. You wait for whichever one to shit. I'm not kidding. You wait for that horse to poop, and then boom, you got yourself a winner. You go bet on that horse. There is about a 70% chance that son of a bitch is going to win. You're welcome. Go make a fortune. Actually, as a matter of fact, don't. Please don't do that.
Oh,
I don't-
look. There's a flooded area over here.
I believe that the flooded area might be worth checking.
I don't condone gambling, so please don't go out and like put your mortgage on a fucking horse that's about to poop. Based on my advice, don't do it. Just don't. Even Indiana Jones only had like one. Hey, as a matter of fact, Indiana Jones, his money came from being a fucking professor. So, you know, there you go. There's really no money in being an archaeologist. And don't get me started on how Brendan Fraser and Rachel Rise had their own mansion in England in The Mummy Returns. First of all, The Mummy Returns was a piece of shit compared to the first Mummy, okay? Second of all, that was because they found a bunch of gold. They got fucking lucky, okay? Not even Nathan Drake he lives in like a penthouse or some shit. I don't own a PS4, so I don't know exactly how he's living. But he owned his own fucking boat, okay? Even that guy had a business on the side to pay ends meet. So, being an archaeologist, not being a fucking adventurer, fighting the Nazis and shit, not all it's cracked up to be when it comes to making money, okay? Unless you're Brendan Fraser. If you're feeling depressed, if you're suffering from depression or melancholy, don't go to a doctor and say, "Hey, I need pills. Let's get on some pills. Let me take some pills. I'll be happy afterwards." Anti-anxiety things, anti-this, anti-that. Don't do it, because my aunt, she suffers from depression, and she tells me time and time again, "Eric, don't start taking pills if you feel low or feel down, because you're going to get a dependency on them." And then see, the thing is, people get a dependency on their antidepressants, and then they get, oh well, if they so much as not take them for like one day, they'll want to blow their brains out. That's how fucking dependent they get on these things. So no matter how bad things may seem, don't go to your doctor and say, "Hey, is there a pill for this? Is there a pill for that?" Unless you're having trouble getting a hard-on, get that pill. But in all seriousness, do not get any kind of antidepressants, because that shit, you're just going to want to keep taking them. And you're going to end up like this fucking weirdo, this Garrows guy, who doesn't shave properly and sees hallucinations. Or even worse, you'll probably end up blowing your brains out, because the depression will get so bad that, go punch a punching bag. Play video games. Drink tea. Drink Jinko tea. Go to Chinatown. I don't know if your town's got a Chinatown, but go to Chinatown, get some Jinko tea, drink something of that every day. You'll be alright. You don't need medication. You need some fucking green tea. Wait, alright, so first we find Neptune. We interrogate him. Then we talk to him about the Wall Street recessions. We get to the bottom of that. After we're done talking to Paul Giamatti, we cross a bridge. We may or may not have to fight Little John to do that, although we'll totally kick his ass, because I got some pretty good quick time event button skills and shit. And then, at the end of it, we find the murderer, who is obviously Mithras. This is what the fuck this diagram is. I think I'm on to something, guys. I got this now. Either that or the vodka's starting to kick in. Good old Teresa. Hey, you know what? Always bet on a chick named Teresa. I don't care what her skin color is. Teresa's are always good. Alicia's, 50-50. But Teresa's, absolutely. They'll fucking help you no matter what. No woman deserves to be hit. I mean, unless of course she's like trying to hit you and you're in like a fist fight, or if it's like MMA or something, and that's different. It's different circumstances. But I mean, a woman shouldn't be just punched defenselessly. That's not cool. Another thing is like guys. There's guys in the world that will hit women for no reason. And then there's guys in the world. I mean, I know women can be testy sometimes, but there's no ever an excuse to actually raise a hand to them. You know, a real man just like takes 3 deep breaths, sighs, shrugs his shoulders, and just lets the shit happen. You know, a prick, a fucking weak ass man will raise his hand and smack a woman in the face because they don't have any fucking tolerance. They weren't raised to deal with any tolerance. You know. Yeah, but fun fact though, as a matter of fact, the female G-spot is actually between, let's see, what is it, 4 and 7 inches within a vagina. Yeah, it's within 4 and 7. The reason I know this is because I just studied the Kama Sutra, and don't ask me how I know this next factoid, but Indian males don't have dicks longer than 5 inches. However, Indians were the ones, not Native Americans, but Indians were the ones who wrote the Kama Sutra, so obviously they know what the fuck they're doing.
Antique coins,
so it's
possibly of value, but they're scattered without care.
For the record, I'm not going to say on an open line what my cock size is, because I've gone from public service announcement anti-female wife abuse to dick size talk within the course of maybe 4 minutes. God help me. But that's just the way this thing kind of goes sometimes, you know? It's just, there's a point to hunting animals. And that shit is not it. Well, 2 of them were probably alcoholics. I think that's... One guy was probably like, nope, I'm on the wagon. I would prefer a Coke, please. And then they'd be like, well, we don't have Coke. Is Pepsi okay? You know. That's how it is with me. I ask for a Sprite, and they're like, oh, was Sierra Mist okay? I guess Pepsi just owns fucking everything, because you can't get a Sprite anywhere unless you go to a vending machine. It's like, oh no, Sierra Mist. That's why when I go to a place, I just ask, can I have a Sprite and or a Sierra Mist? I don't say and or. I don't say and/or. I just say Sprite or Sierra Mist. That way it cuts them off completely. They don't even go, oh, well, Sierra Mist okay? Fuck that. Don't even ask me that question. Just Sprite or Sierra Mist. Some kind of lemon lime beverage you got. You know, whatever. Oh, yeah, dude. Hey, fun fact. I love gardens, people. I mean, I'm not much of a botanist, but if I had the time, then again, I could always make the time, but I guess I'd have to give up video gaming. I would love to be a botanist. Have a greenhouse, grow some flowers. Man, flowers smell fucking great. I'm not talking about weed. This is not leading up to a weed joke. I'm being serious here. I would totally fucking have a greenhouse if I could. Love flowers. Flowers are kick-ass. This is every time I go into a garden, it's like fucking whoa, you know? It's a pretty cool garden. Of course, this is a Victorian English garden. The only thing that comes close to this is maybe the garden of the Mutter Museum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And even that, you know, it's a garden. It's more of a medical garden than anything, because it's got, like, medical plants for medicines and shit. But that's a pretty garden. It's a pretty garden. It's actually a little nicer than this, but... Yeah, anyway, there's another little factoid for you. Fucking love gardens. Yeah, you should go out and read more. Everybody should read more. Really. I mean...
Trapper's Hut.
I recommend Hound of the Baskervilles. That was a good one. I remember reading that when I was in middle school. I was like, holy shit. Fucking Hound killing people. It was like a demon dog. Of course, it didn't... Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it wasn't anything supernatural about it. I know. Sorry. I killed it. I killed the whole experience before you even read it, but... You know, pit bulls aren't really that bad of a dog. They just got a bad rep because ignorant yo-boy asshole gang members take them and turn them into fighting dogs. They're not actually bad dogs. There's no such thing as a bad breed of dog. It's all about how the owner breeds them. Same thing with parents. There's no such thing as a bad kid. It's all about how much of an asshole the parent is. You know, it's not really the kid's fault if they do something. It's the parents. You know, it's just... And before anybody starts commenting on my attitude, my parents did a fucking great job. Alright? My drinking is my fucking choice. But that's not about me. It's not about parenting in general. I'm talking about dogs. Pit bulls, Rottweilers, German Shepherds, all of them get bad reps because they're like the go-to quote-unquote attack dog. It's all about how they're raised. I've seen Rottweilers, like, I'm talking full-size fucking Rottweilers here, who like play around with toddlers like as if they're puppies. It's all about the context of how these dogs are raised. It's the breeding, you know. So pit bulls, not a bad dog, great dogs. Yeah, let's go look for a sailor. Where can we find a sailor? Let's see. Let me get pen and paper here. All right, option 1, there's docks. Option 2, bars. Option 3, red light district. By the way, this isn't all in order, you know, in like, you know, any particular order. Just, see where else. Maybe an aquarium. I hate to give any spoilers for you guys, but I think we're here for more than just a fucking some plants getting stolen. And if plants get stolen, you just grow more. And in some cases, you just smoke them. Unless you're under the age of 18, in which case I don't recommend that. But hey, I'm not your father. Kinda. Someone hands you a joint. Just take 2 puffs and walk away. Don't try to squeeze a third one out. I tell you what, you ever meet a girl that smells like a bowl of Fruit Loops? You better put a fucking ring on her finger. That's all I'm gonna tell you. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, this is really. Let me just get the serious shit out of the way right now. It's very important that when you get home from drinking, you check your pockets. You check every pocket. Check everything, and you really realize, even when you're drunk, you realize that you're not missing nothing. It's very important to do that. Okay. Second of all, look at the fucking water animations in this game. Is this not the greatest lily pad little setup you've ever seen in your life? I mean, if they had some frogs and some toads hopping around, it would be just the cherry on the fucking sundae of amazing graphics. Now, back to the seriousness, because I'm back in third person. Seriousness, starting up. Okay, I'm going to explain that throughout the night. Let's just continue on with our exposition.
Do not.
He's entitled to it. It's okay. Not that I'm okay with entitlement. Entitlement's bullshit. This generation's fucked. This is a little shit 12-year-old. I would just like kind of just sit there and go, "Oh, hey, Dad, yay," and give him a thumbs up, you know. 'Cause that's what a son does, really, everybody. A son, I don't care if he's like a mistake like I am. Whether he's a broken condom or not, the kid sits there, watches his father, learns some shit, okay? And he gives him a thumbs up and says, "Dad, you're doing a fucking good job." Just, yay, you know. That's what kids do. That's what they're supposed to do. Here's another trick to living, everybody. Make sure, this is a good life hack. You're going to want to learn this one. Make sure you got friends that you can rely on, including your neighbors, good people, you know.
According to this, they have
Everybody could be a good manager. Not my manager. Not that she's a manager anymore. She's actually a supervisor, but it's you know, people can be good managers as long as you keep your shit together and you don't fuck up. Which is a good lesson in life. Keep your shit together and don't fuck up. That's the two things, that's the two objectives for anybody who breathes and soaks up the water vapor of this planet Earth. Well, shit. How about you generously donate some shit my way? How about that? You know, post-recession United States of America here. You know, what the fuck? Yeah, let's just you know, hey, let's just give some vegetation some money. Not that they're already not green. Yeah, let's give them the money. Let's make it fucking rain for the ferns and the fucking pine trees out there. Yeah, make it rain. Nature already gives them everything they need. Those little entitled bitches. You know. God damn. Yeah, let's give. I mean, it's better than giving money to the Catholic Church. You know, I mean, at least, you know. But then again, it's almost as wasteful. You know, just throwing money at it like a tree. You know, hug the fucking tree if you feel so obliged to do it. Give money to an actual cause. Like maybe some, you know, homes for vets or something. I mean, fuck's sake. You know, And I'm not talking those homeless fuckers on the corners who act like they're veterans, you know, with the signs. And I talked about that in my Memorial Day special. I'm not even going to go into that all again. I just mean giving the money to actual people who need it, not the dickheads with the needles in their arms who say they need it. I didn't do that shit to people when they're making speeches. I mean, look, when I was in high school, there was always a guy making a speech. And there was always some douchebag in the back who was like flipping him the bird or going boo, and there was like a beach ball started getting tossed around. I wasn't in one of those inner city schools, but since it is Baltimore, I'm sure nowadays there's riots and cops are probably shooting people. But look, the point is here, during a speech, you need, even if you don't like the fucking guy, you need to like just shut up and let him walk away from the podium, let him do his speech, and walk away from the... It's bad enough people getting up in front of everybody and doing a speech or doing a book report or whatever. I never used to get up in front of people and do speeches, but I imagine if I did, I would want people to have the common fucking courtesy to just let it happen. The Band-Aid will be ripped off at some point. Just let it happen. So when people are giving speeches, just fucking sit there. You got cell phones now. You all have cell phones now. They just text. Play Angry Birds, or whatever while you're doing it. Instagram shit. Instagram it. Advertising, whatever. Let the guy speak. Or the woman speak. Whoever it is. Fuck's sake.
You mentioned a
Do they grow
Where's the
dangerous
condoms?
plants here?
Don't you need rubbers? For that matter, that Albert guy, when he went around to, study, quote-unquote, with Miss White, look, kids, go ahead and study all you want, but for God's sake, wear a rubber, okay? Be careful. I don't care if you're gay, straight, black, white, Muslim, Christian. I don't think Muslims have sex, but hey, whatever you are, just fucking put a rubber on, alright? There's too many STDs and around in the world. Just, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Twitch, yeah, you're gonna lag on me. Now that I'm giving good advice. Right. I'm sure there's some sweaty, fat fucking asshole somewhere right now listening to this, jerking off to my voice, thinking, okay, let's do the lag switch. You cucker. Anyway, seriously though, wear a rubber. You don't have to wear one of these. But wear, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, moving on. Everything's cool. Everybody, no matter how shitty things might be, just remember, everything gets better. Everything gets better. Everything's fine. No matter where you are in the world, no matter who you are, everything gets better. There we go. See, when in doubt, bring a dog. It's fucking truth for anything. It's best advice I can give you. When in doubt, bring a dog. Lassie saved tons of lives. Toby solves cases. It all adds up to 4 legs and some friendship. Nothing will sober you the fuck up faster than swallowing a basil leaf. Actually, no, not swallowing, breathing in a basil leaf. Talk about going around down the wrong hole. I'm gonna cut this out anyway, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Hey, you know what? Fun fact, right now I'm working on the quote-unquote project at the art museum, and I'm actually in the Hellenistic section of treasures, and they don't have anything like this there because the Walters were obviously not keen enough to buy this shit back in the day because they were either drunk or they were exploiting people that were poorer than them, like most rich people. I mean, hey, but the tradition still goes strong today. God bless Baltimore.
Here it is.
I got TNA on the mind right now, folks. Don't mind me. Fuck it. What do I gotta explain for? What the fuck do I gotta explain for? I don't gotta explain shit to you. Just deal with it. Giggle or say fuck you, Eric. I don't give a crap. Pick one, walk away. I don't know. Ah, shit. Okay, see, there. I just needed to adjust some things. It's kind of like on like a warm summer day when you're walking along and like your balls stick to your leg and you have to, and you're like, oh shit, the hairs are getting all caught up and it hurts. I gotta find a bathroom or I need to get behind a tree or something, and then you do that and then you make your adjustments. That's basically what I just did. I had to make mental testicle adjustments. And now we can continue on with our nice little nature hike. Oh my god. You know what? This is unbelievable. This is just absolutely deplorable. I can't stand looking at this. I can't stand looking at this. This is sickening. Look at this. This is fucking sickening. I can't believe I was born into a century where I wasn't able to witness such awesome fucking feats of animal cruelty. Look at this. He's riding a tricycle. That is awesome. I don't care how many hours he had to be starved or how many tasers or whatever the hell they used back then they had to get him to ride a fucking tricycle. But I would have paid mucho to see that. They don't do that nowadays because of all the, oh, it's animal cruelty, blah, blah, blah. That is sickening. It is sickening to think that I wasn't born at a time where I was able to enjoy something like this. This is absolutely unfucking believable.
Clearly made to fire up rebellion amongst the people.
Yeah, you know what? When there's too many people and there's not enough money to go around, that's usually when some asshole gets together and says, hey, I want to start a revolution. These lives matter. These lives matter. Hey, we're fed up. We're fed up with this. We're fed up with that. We don't have enough money. Our country just went through a recession. Our president's an asshole. We're about to get 2 more presidents as an ass. You know, blah, 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 blah. Someone always wants to get together and have an excuse to rise up, quote unquote. It never happens. There's always a little ruckus, and then it's like 20 years later they make some movies about it, and they look back on it as some kind of a cultural thing. It never goes anywhere. It never goes anywhere. The communists didn't go anywhere. The hippie thing didn't go anywhere. This Black Lives Matter thing isn't going to go anywhere. It's just some reason for the media to get themselves riled up. And for all the people that are collecting like cans of baked beans and shit in their basements and gas masks and shotgun shells and all, you guys are going to look like fucking idiots when you look at the receipt and then you realize 6 months from now everything's going to be just as normal or just as fucked up, depending on how you want to look at it, as it is today. So really, there's nothing to worry about. The world didn't end 30 years ago. It's probably not going to end for another 30 years, or for that matter, for another 300, no matter who idiot is in charge of the White House or what's going on. There's, you know, communism, socialism, republicanism, veganism, blah, 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 all the isms. Fuck it. Just breathe and live your life, and don't fuck with people. What else is there to really do, you know? So you don't got to rise up against nothing. Get a job, make a paycheck, raise a family, you know, don't be an asshole, and there you go. Simple. The American dream.